I'm back. I made it back in time for today's stream. I haven't set up even Disney Plus. Let's get them both up. Disney Plus and BB-8, which is what we're going to be building. Set from January. Talking through some of the instructions. I will let you know when to press play on The Force Awakens. All right. First time we've done a watch along here on the channel. I won't be showing it. I can't. Copyright. No, I do not want YouTube Premium yet. No, thank you. No matter what the deal is. Actually, there's been some pretty good deals. I don't know why I'm scrolling through new. 66 sets. Anything new? Hello there, Tinks. Hello there, Moonshoes. Hello there. Anything new from Lego? I haven't been keeping up with the releases over the last, 48 hours. This is not the right... Oh, Lego magazines. Let's see what's up with the Lego magazines. Actually, I'm more interested in the Lego magazines, if I'm being honest. Hello there, Ninjago fan. Anyone picked up a Lego magazine yesterday? We have... Oh, after Hulk, the Lego magazines coming with... is going to come with Iron Patriot. When's the last time Iron Patriot was in a set? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a little... Iron Patriot search. Let's see what pops up. Oh, this one. This is the minifigure that's in. This is after Hulk. So we've got Hulk, I think in the UK. Hulk's coming out this month. I have it jotted down. Let me get it up. I have this. I know the answer to this. No one search it. I've got this. Hulk is coming out the 24th of June. So actually that feels further away than I thought. That's 2 weeks' time. Still don't know if I'll be picking it up. Probably not, because I already have the Hulk. But that Red Hulk's pretty cool to get. I might be looking at that Red Hulk elsewhere, because it is going to be like a £9 magazine. And then we got Spider-Man July. So this is August. We have the Iron Patriot. And for those of us in the UK, hello there, hello there. Hello there, Snow. For those of us in the UK, that is the 19th of August, as far as we can predict. Wow, that's not a bad figure. Look at that. And it's not just this version. It comes with the studs for the hands, bricks for the feet, and a little cannon over the back. One of these guys, which I assume are also included in the set. Pretty good minifigure, leg printing and all. I might get this to add to my collection, even though Iron Patriot feels very War Machine-y because of how the movies lay it out. It also feels different enough. I also don't have this helmet. I don't... Oh, wait, it's not this figure. Oh, wait, it's not this figure at all. It's a completely different... Wait, it's different. Hold on. We'll get into BB-8 in just a second, so don't worry about that. I'm Patriot. Hello there. Hello there. Nearly stood on your dog. Oh no. Don't forget to set up a phone or a tablet so your dog can watch along. It's this guy. It's this one, which is from last year's set. Okay, still a pretty decent, a pretty good figure, a pretty good figure. Good and decent figure to be getting in the magazines. Doesn't, I mean, from my point of view, doesn't look too different to the Endgame one. You can tell the red eyes and the way the suit's laid out, but we still get maybe even the same legs. Wait, are these the same legs? And the helmet does come up. Same legs, different torso, different eyes. Not too different though. You colour those eyes red. The red outline's a bit much. You colour the eyes red, and I think you've got a pretty decent fig there. Anyway, will I be picking this up? I do want to pick this up. Both of them come out last year. Why didn't the other one show when I searched Iron Patriot on Lego? Or did it? Did I not scroll far enough? No. There it is. Halfway down the list. A few other minifigures, though. I wish there could be. I was looking at what other new Lego sets there were, because it says 66, and I don't remember. I think we were on 30 last time, if that. But whilst we're here, let's set up Disney as well, because I don't know if we'll have time across 2 streams to get through the entire sequels. I'm not going to be too focused on it. I'm going to have it in one ear watching as we talk. It's mainly so that I can discuss a few things about Thrawn. Let me mute myself so I'm not hearing that. All right, anyone that wants to watch along The Force Awakens and see what I'm talking about and has another tab to open it, I would recommend pulling that up. I tell you what, we're going to start it in like 3 minutes, just whilst we're looking at some of the new sets. Anything else? Not really, no. Just the Iron Patriot and a few other rumours to dot around. Nothing concrete, nothing too out there. A few Shrek CMFs. I did hear there is rumour of a new Star Trek set, which has really piqued my interest. And I might downscale the Enterprise. Not for Star Trek, but for Star Wars. So keep an eye out for that. All right, Force Awakens. That's the one we want. Yes, please and thank you. Disney Plus is awkward to manage because you've got, when you go home on Disney Plus, you don't have Disney Plus. You have, I don't even know what it's called, but there is a category for Disney Plus, one for Hulu. And in Disney Plus, I think you've got your Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars. You've got Star or Stars. I don't know. that's not available in the UK. I think that's an American service. You've got Nat Geo, and you've got a few other things that Disney have absorbed. I think they have some ITV stuff as well on there after their BBC collab. Oh, there's a little Toy Story 5. Oh, Taylor Swift music video. Wait, they've got music videos on there now. That's probably ripped over from YouTube. They've got everything on Disney Plus. Like, what? What on earth? All right. Star Trek Bridge. That's the one, Moonshoes. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. That one sounds good. Have we all got Plus up if you want to build along? If not, I'll let you know what build along, watch along. If not, I'll let you know what scenes we are at. This is the set we'll be building today. What's the time? Do I get a second counter? I think I only get a second counter on the lock screen. All right, we're going to start the movie. And this is just on Disney Plus. I think this is with ads. We might have to sit for a few ads here. I'll let you know when the ads roll so you can pause it if you're paying for... Plus, you get ads on YouTube anyway. So maybe a good thing to do if you don't get ads on Disney Plus is to watch through the ads on YouTube and then just skip back to where you are in the movie. Anyway, 5. We're pressing play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sync. There we go. Do we get ads at the start? Just making sure this isn't going through the stream. I will get straight down for the audio as well. It's cool enough to get a hot drink. Yep, this is an ad. 15 seconds left on the ad. I'll let you know when the movie starts as well. And I'm interested in this BB-8 because it's a very controversial set. I think Star Wars is just a controversial set. 3, 2, 1, and give it a second. We're streaming here. Play. There we go. Movie has started. Yeah, it's a very controversial set because of how expensive it is. So I want to part this out. I don't want to use any prints, any stickers, any decals. Let me catch up on chat. Okay, Mike is not picking it up. Just had to check. Hello there, hello there. I think you're going to go buy a BB-8 then. I was going to say, God, that's a stream. I should be getting paid for that. Always found it interesting that Iron Patriot is a War Machine variant rather than Norman Osborn's armor like in the comics. It is weird in the movie, isn't it, that they didn't get another character, but perhaps it was to tie it all in together because the movies can only have so many characters on screen, especially events like Endgame and that. They can only have so many characters out at once. So I suppose Leia has sent her most daring pilot. Has sent her most daring pilot. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'm going to get all these corners right now. I've noticed we've been playing some more whilst I've been away the last couple of days. We've been playing some more of that Lego Batman game. Oh, it's amazing. The way that they transition between certain characters, especially how they did the whole Robin Nightwing, that was cool. Wonder if Robin's gonna pop back up in the near future. But they could even do that with the multiverse coming to Marvel. They can pick and choose really what they want to take and what they want to leave behind. Even in the comics and stuff like that, they can bring in characters from any universe for a little cameo. And that does give them the benefit of the doubt more times than not. What's that, 2x3 white? I'm grabbing the whole thing. For a second, the troop carriers at the start of The Force Awakens look like, I'm still trying to identify them. The extracting text. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 6, 7. Why is it extract? Whatever I did, undo it, please. I don't want to be extracting all the text. We'll be here forever. But yeah, the stormtrooper ships from Janu's mansion. I'm still trying to identify those because we don't know what they are. This BB-8 defies logic as it's a square circle. It is one of the most squarest circles, especially with a dish. I think the dish makes it look more square than it should. This should be, it's about 2 plates thick. I think they should push 3. And I'd even go as far as saying they get some ingots on it, because otherwise you've got, what's that, 2 studs wide? So that's 5 plates thickness across the side here, and then it goes to 2. It is quite spherical, but it's a very boxy circle. I've also seen modifications to this set where they just like shrink the corners and remove the slopes. BB-8 looks a bit too small for the money you're paying, but it does make them look a bit more round. 2 studs, all right. I might randomize the studs because none of these should be seen from the outside, so we'll get some color. Do we have a colorful? A few more colors in here. Blues or orange. Now we might need orange on the outside. And 2x2 tan though. See, I'm hesitant on using the colors for some of these sets because this tan sneaks through. Grey would, no, grey's underneath. Grey's underneath the tan. Why not white? Why not white? Wait, that's a tan underneath a slope, so I've got to be careful of those tans. So many pieces sneak through, and they're obviously cheaper colors that Lego can produce a bit more. But yeah, that is interesting. Funny that Disney Plus has ads. For the whole appeal of using a streaming site was there were no ads. Well, most DVDs don't even have ads. It is odd how they've included ads, but I really like the Disney Plus ads. Right, hear me out on this, because I know most of us are anti-ads. YouTube isn't too bad. A lot of the ads I get are Lego. I don't like the non-Lego ones, of course. But Disney Plus, I wouldn't have known Hoppers came out a few days, like a week ago, if it wasn't for the ads on Disney. I wouldn't have realized. And yeah, I wouldn't know half the stuff coming out when it did on Disney if it weren't for the Disney ads. There was a movie I saw when Disney first came about, and it technically wasn't an ad. They were running, I think there was a whole kerfuffle online about it. Disney was still running recommendations, is what they called them, instead of ads. When you watch a movie, they would still recommend you things to watch. Tan corners. Do I have tan corners? And there was a really good movie about this kid, except for they weren't a kid. They were an AI program that was, yeah, that needed protecting. And I don't really know what it was about the movie, but I did really like it. What I'll do is actually make all of this grey. This should be hidden. Unless this is, oh yes, Kylo's theme. Oh, Is it Kylo's theme? Is it the First Order theme? It's got a little bit of everything. Little Sith in it. I need a close-up like this. This is the angle I need. Because we are currently building... What? Like... No, that's tan next to it. I don't even know. We must be building an interior. Unless we're building this back corner. In which case, we need to be careful what we're putting on top. That's the grey. Oh! Light bluish grey. Dark bluish grey. No, that's tan. It must be round the back end. Yeah, tan, dark, light. Are we lighting... Are we putting grey on top? We're putting grey on top. I want to see a show with Lor San Tekka. I want to see Lor San Tekka come back. Because we got that comic. I still haven't read the comic where Luke, Lor San Tekka and Kylo go out exploring the galaxy. Because Lor San Tekka's he's the older guy with Poe at the start that has the map and passes that on. Who's on screen a second ago, if you're watching along. And we haven't got much more of him outside of that one comic line. I think he's been mentioned in movies and the odd cameo, but not much. We need to see what Lor San Tekka's deal is. Because I think he's just a Jedi fanatic, might be the right word. Poe might be my favourite character from the sequels. Heavy bias there anyway. Oscar Isaac's done some good things, as have they all, since the sequels. A lot of the cast... Alright, hold up. Hold up a second. Done one too many. There we go. So we couldn't have done 4 of these at the start because I've even got confused as it is. And then the others are upside down? Like... Oh, should have used that one. Oops. The Force Awakens... So Abrams got a lot of slack for The Force Awakens. And recently, there's been a little interview with Arkham, Mr. Arkham, Mark Hamill. Which, for those of you that haven't realised, I recently found out, thanks to my partner's dad, that Mark Hamill literally has the word Arkham in his name spelled out. Get rid of the M, get rid of the ILL, get rid of the mill. Mark Hamill is the Arkham Mill. How cool is that? Destined to be the Joker. I tell you, destined, absolute destined. I will not be stacking 2 2x3s on top of each other because I am not crazy. I do not want that for myself. I'm going to stack a 2x2 and a 1x2 because that's going to be easier to pull off when we eventually break this thing down. No one should have to pull those apart. And they're 2x2 toes in the corner. I'm really interested to see how that works because I don't think they're at an angle. No, they're straight up. So I'm wondering if like a stud and a snot brick would hold that in the middle, but that might give a little gap. These are almost flat. Where did all those corners go? FN2187. So what I was saying, I am going to get into a little bit of Heir to the Empire, but not... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to get into any Heir of the Empire. I'm going to get into... Because I think you should read through all the Thrawn books, but there's something in the Thrawn Ascendancy books that is a minuscule spoiler. Wait, tan all the way around, but that's grey. And that is definitely visible in the corner. Let's see if I've got white ones. There's a weapon in the Ascendancy books. You can still read them after hearing this, but you know, it's one of those things that's introduced as a way of, oh, they're going to use this in the big battle, and then they never get round to using it. But there's a weapon that is said to fire a beam at the sun to then... fire a beam at the sun, and the beam is then reflected with 10 times as much energy. It's reflected way more powerfully than it was initially shot off. And isn't that not the First Order's powerful weapon at the start of this movie, of this very movie? Is that not the weapon that is like shot off? Well, it looks like it absorbs the sun, but it can be played in a way to make it look like it's shot off the sun. And then the sun is reflected. Maybe it drains the sun in the process. My thoughts now are worrying after reading it, because I feel like Thrawn could just give this to... We know Thrawn is... We don't. We know Pellaeon on the Shadow Council in Mando is hoping for Thrawn's return and waiting for that very moment that Thrawn's by his side again. Hello there, Mark. Do we think that if Thrawn, let's say if, I love a good if Thrawn gets his hands, he returns from Ahsoka, he gets his hands on this all-powerful weapon that supposedly is what the Chiss had during the Ascendancy. Like, he returns to the Ascendancy, completes the mission, gives a little debrief and such, and then hands it over to Brendel, not Pellaeon, says this is all part of his plan, hands it over to Brendel Hux, who then starts building this own little legion called the First Order. Because Brendel Hux kind of goes off, and that's... So the Aftermath books, what we know of Brendel Hux is, in the Aftermath books, Stallone and Armitage basically kill his dad. Armitage Hux is the ginger guy that we see, is the officer, is Hux in the sequel trilogy. It's coming home, come on England. And what if, wait, what? Why is that, oh no, because I flipped that. What if, that should also be grey, so we've got some white later on. What if Thrawn purposefully gives Brendel the technology to make this First Order thing so that the government, the New Republic, think they're the threat, and this whole Palpatine thing is like, what if Thrawn plays Palpatine? Thrawn is that smart. Thrawn 100% could play Palpatine at his own game. Palpatine thinks, oh, I'm coming back, you know, got Thrawn on my side. They can't stop us. And then Thrawn's off going, just wait for those two to stop fighting, and not with the Empire. Pellaeon's a friend. Pellaeon's a friend of Thrawn. I genuinely think the Shadow Council will be picked apart by all the other characters, like Ahsoka and all the other shows. I think the Shadow Council is going to be picked off one by one. Starfighter, Book of Boba Season 2. I'd love for Boba to accidentally take down one of the members of the Shadow Council, just because of how funny that would be. He just starts protecting his own turf, takes down perhaps like the next biggest... I suppose you got Pellaeon, you got a few big ones, but like one of the little guys on the council. And the New Republic's just like, oh, thanks. Wait a second, don't we know you? That would be comical, maybe a bit too funny for a Star Wars show, but I think they could make it work. Oh, it's not a tile. Oh, wait. It's a clip. Oh, I don't know if I've got those in white. I know exactly what piece it is. Hey, it's BB-8. It's BB-8. If you're watching through, we're at Force Awakens. 2 hours, 5 minutes and 50 seconds from the end. It's not telling me the time in my little preview window. Why not? Trying to gatekeep the Force Awakens Disney Plus. I see you. Yeah, I think Thrawn's playing everyone. I don't think Thrawn has much affiliation to the Empire, because that's how he's introduced. Heir to the Empire. He wants his own empire. But with the Chiss Ascendancy, we know, like, every time he speaks to Palpatine, he says out loud in front of Palpatine, what I do isn't for the Empire. I have no like stake in the Empire. What I do is for the greater might of the Chiss Ascendancy. And Palpatine's like, And then Thrawn's like, and if that can help the Empire, then it helps the Empire. And then Palpatine seems to just accept that. He doesn't realize that when Thrawn says he has no ties to the Empire, I think he means it. He means it. He didn't want in on that fight. In Ascendancy, there's a powerful line about how the Chiss have contacted some people on the edge of the known galaxy that were originally separatist based, and about how the separatists lost and the Chiss assume, oh, the clones win. And then the people there clarify, no, the Republic also lost. And the Chiss then come to this realization, hold on, the two sides that were fighting, which they don't really align with any specific side. They don't know too much about the war that's going on. They both lost to this big thing. And that's why Thrawn, that's why the end of the book ends the way it is. Again, I'm going to try not to spoil anything there, but that's why that happens. Thrawn is so interested in the Empire from like the moment he finds out about it. From the moment he hears about it, he wants to explore. He then goes around looking for the Empire, finding Palps pretty quickly. And and every time he speaks to Palpatine, I mean, the way he speaks to like Vader and that in the original Thrawn books, you can just tell he does not care about the Empire whatsoever. Right, I'm gonna have to find another. I've got a few of these hanging around, but I have to find a few more of these. They should clip flush. Yes, clip flush to the display here. Though I feel like a tile would do the same if on a snot brick. Maybe stick out one too far, which is why they've gone with that. And I'd have to. Oh, which snot brick though? Ten portions. How many portions is it? Oh. 60 portions. 60 portions. Would I give up 60 mils for BB-8? Don't know about that, chat. Would you give up 60 mils for BB-8? It'd be cool to have an actual BB-8. 60 mils. That's a long time. 60 mils. Actually, 3 mils a day. 60 mils is 20 days. So you could survive. Barely. You could survive without. And maybe we have to add scraps and stuff into this, which I would call a snack, not a scrap. I don't know. I don't think I would, even for a real BB-8. Sorry, bud. I'm keeping my meals. Hello there, Dread. Welcome. Poe's just like, oh, are you with the Resistance? And the first thing, I've never noticed that. The first thing Finn says is like, no. I'm just here to break you out. He's about to be with the Resistance. The Amnesty program has done so much for the New Republic in terms of excusing their, like, how they work, because they tried to be a bit more like the Republic, where people are given, look, we're going to say fair trials. I'm going to say the High Republic. The High Republic in the books and that, so many criminals are let off with lesser sentences because of rules and regulations. I don't think this was too much of a change, actually. And you could get this underneath. It would work even better because they're not studded down fully. Although we got a bit ahead of ourselves. We should be filling these up. So that's white. And then there's light bluish grey on the edges. No, surely not. To be fair, 5+ years in the middle of nowhere can definitely change one's mind. That's fair. Yeah, Thrawn has spent a long time. And he's been surrounded by essentially the Empire. So that, oh, wait. I've done this the wrong way round. Oh, this will do. I'll put 2 studs in the middle there. What goes on the outside, though? Was that 1x2s as well? Yes. Yes. Yeah, Thrawn has had a long time to stew on his thoughts about his precise moves now. And we've also seen shows like The Bad Batch building up to whatever's going to happen here. And I do think that the threads are coming together. We've already got the sequel trilogy. That's like the ultimate ending for half the characters, a lot of the council. I think I would love to see Thrawn afterwards, because it doesn't make sense to have Thrawn beforehand with how unprepared the galaxy is. Right, so in Legends, the New Republic's downfall is always its unpreparedness. It's always how unready it is for the next threat. Do we think the sequel trilogy has kicked them into gear? Do we think that the New Republic is actually going to change its mind and be like, oh, we should probably get ready for this now? Or is it... Because if Thrawn comes into the galaxy and then they decide, wait, there are holes here, but there's no use for the holes, I don't think. An arch for the middle. The New Republic's got to take a step back and go, maybe we should prepare. Maybe we should militarize a little bit. And then we get to see the height of the New Republic, or the Resistance, or whatever stands in its place, go up against Thrawn. And I still don't think they have too much of a chance. Like, I think we get the opposite. We then get like a saga of movies where Thrawn's introduced and they take everyone by surprise. Movie 1. Movie 2, the New Republic seem to be fighting off and seem to be, oh, these 4-star destroyers, we'll take those out. Simple. Movie 3 is the New Republic's now in this fleet. Thrawn captures everyone, takes over the galaxy, New Republic done for, and then we get a new trilogy of them like taking back the galaxy and that sort of thing. All right, we do need holes, I see. But what? For what? What do we need? Is that just for like a panel or something? No chance. We've just got like a shield in the corner here. We do. Why? On a clip. All right, I'm going to see if I can rework that, because yeah, it works. All the space given, we could use a clip, a bar and a clip. We could use a 1x1. I don't think we're going to need that much support. That seems a little bit extra. It uses a load more parts because we've got the 1x1s, which don't feel too necessary. Still trying to keep the whites on the outside though. Don't want to switch that up. Hello there, Babalas. The Thrawn novels are insane. Heir to the Empire needs to be on screen. I did find there was someone that animated it not too long ago, and I kind of want to watch through those. We could use a clip on the top bit there. Yeah, tempt him. And this is probably to hold on the side, so I should have some Technic bricks. Are these shown? The slopes are covered really well. They use green. I don't think I have green. I have tan. And that's it. Something that the Thrawn novels do, that they play into characters really well, and a lot of the characters follow through. So Heir to the Empire, for those of you that watch Rebels, Thrawn has this assassin partner called Ruck, or Rook. Rook's the name. And Rook was introduced in Rebels. I remember them killing him off in Rebels. So maybe they bring him back, or, you know, we've seen it all in Star Wars now. They clone him. They do something to bring back Rook. If we need a ×2 on this, should I have built this ×2? I feel like I should have built it ×2. Ah, hey ho, we've gone too far now. Imagine it says ×2 at the end. Wait, what's this little plate out here for? What are you? Wait. That's tan. That must be on the front. That's tan though. 2x3 is to be counterbalanced. That's probably why. There's so many characters that aren't around by this time and they can't use. I don't think playing Luke into it makes all too much sense. I don't think it makes no sense. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense when you've got characters like Ahsoka that can take their place. Is there anything left of the New Republic? Not the core. Well, so as of The Force Awakens, this is another good point. As of The Force Awakens, the core of the New Republic was Chandrila, but it was always meant to be Coruscant. Like I said last time, Coruscant was introduced in Heir to the Empire as the home of the New Republic. Before it was mentioned for the prequels, Lucas loved it so much that he kept it. He kept it for the prequel trilogy and, you know, ran with it because it made sense, especially with the Legends continuity. Thrawn apparently signed off on every single Thrawn. Wait. Lucas apparently signed off on every single Thrawn book, which I think that's why they're kind of heading that way with it. I think if Disney would have continued what Lucas was doing, they would have trapped themselves. And that's not to say Force Awakens, you know, is better because it's not Lucas's way. I think they should have started with Mando. If Disney started with Mando, imagine where it would be. We'd probably be watching another Star Wars show because they wouldn't stop releasing the things. Oh wait, I've missed out on like 6 of these. Ah, that's all right. Oh, that's why. Yeah, they secure them on the outside as well. I think 1x2s are more than enough, especially with the sides covered. Unless that's a problem at the top, in which case I had some cheat slopes there after. But we could make this a lot thinner. So the New Republic Chandrila homeworld has been blown up. But if anything, that just defaults the core back to... Because Chandrila was Mothma's homeworld. And I think there were some ties there, Mothma running the whole thing, that meant that's where they started. Chandrila was also a big place in the Empire. We've seen it in Andor, but again, I feel like it's more of because of The Force Awakens. So now we're back to Coruscant with the Jedi Temple. More reason we could be seeing a Thrawn movie show explore that. But they blew up. So they blew up the Hosnian Prime system. How close is Chandrila to that? I don't know my Star Wars maps that well. But Chandrila in Aftermath, which was the book that, like the prequel to The Force Awakens, said that everyone was running on Chandrila. What planets are in Hosnian Prime? Oh, I want a BB-8 that can roll a beep. It's about to run. There you go. I want a BB-8 that can roll like that. Lego one would have been cool. So it's the Hosnian system of the core worlds. Okay. Thank you. Hosnian Prime is a cosmopolitan world like Coruscant. On the outskirts of the galaxy's core world region. Where is Chandrila then? Because that was in Aftermath where the New Republic, kind of the Resistance-y bit, the New Republic was. I think Hosnian Prime was where Wedge's pilot academy was, which is why they brought up Wedge in... They had to show off Wedge in episode 9 because he was meant to be there training some new recruits at the time, and then they just blow it up and everyone's like, where's Wedge? Is he safe? Is he all right? And he is indeed both safe and all right, thankfully. Otherwise, there would have been uproar, wouldn't there? That's not right. It is right. It is right. It is perfect. There we go. 2x3 in white. Do we have one of those? Oh, wow. Oh, we have 1, 2, 3, nearly 18 of them. Oh, and now we've matched up the 2x3s. Okay, ton of more slopes and angles. But what about the corners? And where? Oh, I should have done that earlier, really. That must be for some of the little light bits to get techie with it. Oh, so many slopes. Wait, what was that? They were bricks, weren't they? Okay. Might get a new support in there. How many white 2x2s do I have? And how many 2x4s? Let me check that first. The Falcon story. Now that I'm reading things like Heir to the Empire, the Falcon story and how it just doesn't change in canon is hilarious. So, for those of you that don't know, in Legends, Han loses the Falcon so many times. Hello there, Lus and company. Thank you for the raid. See you, Snow Blizzard. So Hosnian Prime isn't near Chandrilla, I don't think. For anyone that's just joined, we are watching through The Force Awakens. I think we're about 40 minutes into it if you want to set that up on Disney. If not, don't worry. We're just here talking about trying to bring Thrawn into the Star Wars universe. If you've read those books, I'm sure you'll want the exact same thing. Hello there. Whilst we build BB-8, that's the important part. Whilst we build BB-8, should have started with that really. All right, just need some 1x2s in that, I think, and some slopes on the top. So we've got in step 25, we've got these corner wedges, which I don't think are too rare to find. Where did I put mine? Maybe they are if you don't keep meticulous track of your collection, but they're not too difficult pieces to find, but they're not used too much. So these are the sort of elements that increase the price of the set. Alongside the 1x1s, it's the rarer parts. What I do here, because we just need the corner plates, is probably include like a long plate on the bottom, squared plate in the middle, and a long plate on top. That way we're reinforcing all the different corners. It'd be a few more plates, but these elements, let me actually get up the price. We want to see the price of these bricks. They're 4x4, 4x4s. Hello there, hello there. I still don't know. I think I've worked out actually how to raid on YouTube. It's a redirect, if I'm right about it. 4x4. A 4x4 brick modified. What would they specify the modification as? You know what we can do? They always list the parts at the end of the instructions. I'm going to scroll down and find out what piece that is, but I don't think it's too much of an important piece. Plates are pennies. So much better. Brick by brick. Hello there, hello there. What do I think about the World Cup? Will I be watching? I liked watching some of the previous games, but yeah, the time difference is the big killer. Some of the games do start sort of 8, 9 would be streaming for most of them, but even days when I'm off, I don't think I'd be staying up to watch World Cup. There are also games that are kicking off at like 2 in the morning UK time. Some of the pubs are staying open for it as well. I'm interested in how the response from the public, how the pub goers, how the people that normally stay out late, what they're doing at the time. Oh, maybe the 4x4s are in here. Come to think of it. Yeah, look, there you go. This element, the 4x4 wedge brick. I'm not going to be paying too much attention. I'm not excited for the World Cup this year, which is the first time that I've been conscious enough to not felt that excitement. The World Cup's a big thing. I used to love the World Cup, having the poster on the wall and everything. 4 years ago, I had the poster on the wall marking off who was winning. I think I made my own poster 4 years ago, marking off who was winning and what the scores were. We don't even need anything too complex. We literally need 1x4s here. Let me get some 1x4s. But the World Cup, I think it's because there's been so many problems highlighted already as well, that it's similar to the Lego situation with BAM. I've not been as interested in it because there's been a load of issues. There's been certain rules changed, regulations changed here and there, and I don't want to hear about that side of it. But I missed, England played a little pre-World Cup friendly yesterday. I saw the first goal and I stopped following along when what was it, 2 goals? 2 goals at the end there. I've seen the Rice goal, which was pretty good, and the miss. I did see the miss as well, but we won't talk about that. The subscription model here in the States can't even watch the NBA. Oh, the World Cup in the UK is free to watch. Technically, you need a TV license, which isn't free, but most of us will probably have a TV license anyway. Especially if you're watching any sort of live TV, or know someone that does. But yeah, I didn't even think of that. Also, with it being on ITV, right, Disney Plus gets ITV worldwide. And there's a few things from ITV that are on it in the UK. But does that mean the rest of the world can watch the World Cup through Disney Plus? That would have been amazing for Disney to do. Just air the World Cup games on there. They do like, I think the Ladies Champions League was on there. That was nice to see. Why rails? Is this so that the head does spin? Imagine the head spins. All right, I'm not going to skip over this because that's kind of important. And I will keep the door rails. No, I feel like instead of door rails, wouldn't a 2x4 also work? Maybe we've got a shield piece on the bottom. Like this is the arm for the opening door. Oh wait, the wheel? The wheel's underneath though, right? Yeah. Wheel's underneath, we don't need any of this. Don't tell me this is the wheel this is the bottom. This isn't the bottom, right? Because, no. Wait, it is. We've been building the bottom. Wait, that's crazy. This isn't even the top end. I knew we should have built 2 of these. It's the bottom of it. Oh. Okay. Now that changes then, because these don't have to be white. These might as well be light bluish grey like the rest. Let me switch. Well, they could be white as well, but dependent on part restrictions, you could even try to build out the side. I'm going to stick with light bluish grey. Make sure we don't build the head on top of this. The World Cup seems so weird. Yeah, the World Cup has been weird. I think also what doesn't help is, well, first off, there are a lot of issues in the States. A lot of ones that hit the news and that you do see. So coverage of the World Cup's going to slim from that. The amount of money being thrown around, as someone that doesn't have money to throw around outside of Lego. Okay, that's not money to be thrown around. I take my Lego purchases seriously. The amount of money being thrown around at the World Cup, and it's like, oh, well, this money will fix it, and the money just doesn't fix it, doesn't do anything. It does suck to see that. I think that's FIFA, though. FIFA have always just thrown money at everything, which is why I think FIFA have paid for the Lego collab. I think they got a few sets fast-tracked, which is why some of the like statues and that don't have the brick-built faces. They've just molded them out to make it easy. And then, wait, slopes? I might need these. There's a big old dish at top. Ah, that's going to be fun. Solid build for the base, though. Don't know how the Technic solidifies, but a few brackets could even get that in, and some rounded plates. Where'd I put the door rails? Wait, 12 parsecs? Hold on a second. That doesn't make sense. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't know than that. I saw Mark Hamill talking about the sequels and how Hamill did offer or did say to Abrams that there should be a scene where Han, and this is all from Hamill, which, to be fair, I do trust. Hamill said that the three of them should meet up, Luke, Han, and Leia, before like they all get killed off. So probably knew where Han was heading. And Abrams was like, "Nah, it's not your movie." And I don't think Hamill thinks very fondly of the sequels the way he talks about them. So chances are it wasn't as blunt as he's remembering, but it does suck. It sucks so bad that they didn't have that scene together. The closest they got was Han's dice in Last Jedi. That doesn't really count. Thank you, Corgis and Boba. Thank you very much. Right, there's a tan 3x3. Where's the other white one? Not around. A tan base would have looked so cool. Because 3PO got a tan base. But... oh, there's the... I found them. They were on the desk. 3PO got a tan base. R2 didn't. I think K2 got a black base. And it's mainly for the characters that can't stand up on their own. Which is funny, because LEGO always add extra bits when they don't need them. But never add extra bits when they do need them. I'm saying this wouldn't work as a football right now. And the extra slopes. What? Why the extra slopes? Is there gaps with the single circle? Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be many gaps. And we definitely shouldn't be seeing... I suppose if you stick the plate there, it's going to stick out further. Wait, why not a dish? Han Solo! Why not a 1x4 dish? Oh. Wait a second. A dish alone would be too small. Would a dish and a plate look any better? I'm going to have to test it. I'm going to have to test if that looks better, or add in some tiles. Oh. Or you could even add like a 3D. Nah. 3D ain't working. No chance. There are a few subscriptions. In the UK, the way sport works usually is there's usually two big companies. So for football, most of the time, there's Sky and BT. BT less so. Sky have been taking on more games, and sometimes you get other companies trialing it out. But it's mainly the two companies that have most of the games. I think BT's moved more towards UEFA Cup competitions and away from FIFA. And then like World Cups, Euros is always on BBC, ITV, which is... they're free channels that you can even subscribe online to watch. And it means that more people get access to them. Up until this year, UEFA competitions, the finals were always free to watch. And this is the first year that they switched that up for Arsenal, which sucked. I didn't watch them. One of the first Champions League finals I haven't tuned into to watch at least a half of. Just because they wanted to charge, and some of them were crazy amounts as well for these streaming services just to watch sports. Like, how easy it is and how cheap it is to buy a kit, buy a ball, buy even like a kid-sized goalpost or something, and take it into the garden, play around with, or go over the park. You know, parks and public spaces are free. It's surprising that these subscriptions are making as much money as they are. Because I'd rather be playing than watching someone else do it. That's not a common thing shared among most people. That's a minority for sure. Ooh. I think I need to build it up a little bit more, but this will totally work how I expect. Maybe even a turntable. Maybe even a turntable snuck in the middle. What do they look like? That. I don't think it will make all its money back. So the Qatar's World Cup, I think, was one of the biggest money makers, and that earned 7 billion. FIFA have predicted where they get their numbers from. I don't know, but I'm saying this does not add up. FIFA have predicted it earns 13 to 14 billion. And I know the tickets are the most expensive tickets. The most expensive tickets that have sold so far have been like 20,000, which crazy for a football game. But I think that was for the final. People usually buy them up real quick. But most European fans won't be watching. Most European fans can't even access it on a TV, in a pub. Yeah, I think they don't realise, though. They don't realise that most people can't access it, and the ones that can just won't watch it, because it's not how sport works. You don't throw money at something and hope it sticks. Usually you build up the hype, you get the fans going, you get the fans involved, and when you're having fun, you're more likely to spend money, which is what the Lego store does. All the events that Lego store put on, all the make and takes that they put on for free, work. Because they're getting you in, they're making you have fun. Every time I'm there, if I have no sets that I desire to pick up, which is like most of the time, if I'm being honest, because I've already picked them up at my local store, I will want to pick up a set of minifigures, or I'll want to pick up a few bricks off the wall because I'm having a good time. I'm like, yeah, I can support this. Yeah, I want to take some home. I want some more. I could do with a bit more Lego, as I could always. Ooh, no, you don't work. So I need a 1x2. Oh, 1x2 to split the base there. Maybe 2 studs and a 1x2. 2 studs and a 1x2 look like it's going to work. 2 of the holy studs, though. Expectations aren't that high. Spending millions on ads isn't going to save it. That is the point. Ads don't work that way. Ad companies are on the up, though, because they have been spending so much. And movies. I've been noticing recently, whenever I see a movie, I've watched a few movies the last couple of days. And whenever I watch a movie, I'll always search like, oh, how much did it cost afterwards, after seeing it? How much did it cost to make? How much did it make in its opening weekend? And try and see, wow, it's already made, most of the time, especially with Star Wars, it's already made quite a bit of profit. Mando basically broke even on its opening weekend, which is crazy because everyone else is like, oh, it's going to fail. It broke even. Almost broke even on its opening weekend, and the following week was bank holiday. Crazy. No chance was that gonna foul. People were just waiting, especially across Europe. A lot of countries got it early anyway. Yeah, it is nuts. It is nuts for even playing in the competition. I don't think there's been a World Cup that's been as expensive to play in because of all the extra fees that FIFA are throwing. And what I've noticed as well is there's so much else going on in America. I think companies think they can get away with things. We've seen it with BAM, not to talk too much on it, and their dodgy dealings. We're now seeing it with FIFA. They're spending money, and FIFA's like official thing has been, oh, that's down to the US government. I can't just do something on this channel and blame the UK government. That's not politics. That's politics, if you know what I mean. It doesn't work that way. And it's exactly like Star Wars. It's exactly like Star Wars when everyone's... the remnants are being caught and blaming like Palpatine and that. A lot of them did in Legends. They kept blaming the old Empire and that. That doesn't excuse what they've been doing 5 years after they know he's dead. They can't say, I was following orders of a dead man for 5 years because it made me a lot of money. Extremist view there for Star Wars, but some people think they can get away with that sort of thing. This looks good. Wait. It's not perfectly round, but right now it's looking really good. It's almost like a helmet. 80 pilot helmet. Literally absurd. You watch your national team against Scotland and Denmark for €30, both from a great seat. Yeah, and yet I think the cheapest tickets on sale now are like $7,000, which the dollar isn't doing too well. The dollar's dropping monthly, more than most countries' currency drop in. Actually, genuinely, more than most countries' currencies have dropped this year. But I think, especially the pound's been doing quite well. So I don't want to put America down too much. You're not doing that bad. But statistically, the statistics suck. Yeah, it's not as bad as headlines make it out to be, which is something that goes for everything. All right, let's fill in the stud. So that's locking that in. And I think this is just for wiring detail. So I'm going to use, I might use light bluish grey instead of tan, because it feels more electric-y. Definitely feels more tricky to be doing studs. Oh no, I popped off. Oh, I popped off one of these. There we go. Han meticulously leaves out the part, the apprentice that destroyed Luke's Jedi is his son. Even in like the Legends content, even in the original prequel trilogy, there's so many things that are not said, because that's the beauty of Star Wars. All right, 4 length with a stud connection in black. And I've got a round top because the tip doesn't connect. Let's not connect. This is what's holding the two halves together. Oh, wait, I forgot about this bit. What? Wait, that's one element. No chance. Why have... Can we not build that? Let's give it a go. Can we not build that then? I just feel sorry for Chewie in all of this. Oh, we might not be able to build this. I think there is one element that might work if we don't need the space out here, because that's the door open and then it comes into close, so that'll be where the light is. Here we go. Didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy. And Han's like, just like, what on... Oh, wait. Desert planet. Which school did you go to? Oh, yeah, Jakku doesn't have any schools. So it does kind of track, but it's still a weird thing to say, isn't it? What's everyone's least favourite line from the sequel trilogy? I don't think this makes top 3. Mr. Solo. Somehow Palpatine returned is like a clear. Like, the problem with the sequels isn't the fact that Palpatine returns. I just want to make that clear. I think that's, with Thrawn, that's actually a smart decision. They didn't think of this at the time, but it's paid off. But the somehow Palpatine returns. Master Skywalker. It's not necessary. You don't need to tell us what we're seeing. Somehow Palpatine returned. Cut to Palpatine somehow returning. It's either or. Don't include both. Say it or show it. And that's the problem I have with the sequels. I don't know about a third one, actually. Master Skywalker, when Luke shows up in Rise. Somehow Palpatine returned, also in Rise. And... probably also the why don't we do what Holdo did in Rise? Whoever says that, why don't we pull a Holdo maneuver and then someone's like, oh, the odds of surviving that again are impossible. It's like, say that in a dictionary. I think Rise in general was just too obvious. You have pre-ordered the Charizard Smart Brick set. Awesome. Awesome. Enjoy. I was so tempted to pre-order some of the Pokemon sets. I think Pokemon will be my into Smart Play. Because the more I sit on those sets, the more I'm thinking, like, I liked those sets from a critical point of view. There are going to be kids that don't know about the Star Wars Smart Play, that haven't heard about Star Wars Smart Play, and probably won't. Just like kids that grew up with, or kids growing up with, like the football construction characters. The, I think they're all called Buildable. Oh, I never found that element, did I? Let's find that. This piece, only 4 of them in the set, so you don't need any. And how much? 6039346. 6039436. 6039346. 34, not 43. 26 pence a piece. I think a 1x4 is going to be 12. Mascanata is one of the best things to come out of the sequels. Oh, wait. What about in light bluish grey? Was I right? Or 13 pence. Half the price. Half the price, which is probably what BB-8 should have been. Hold on. Half the price. Is that too much? 40 quid. Oh, I think... no, not 40 quid. 40... I think 50... You know what? There's some big parts. I think 60 quid. 60 quid's decent for BB-8. 40 quid would have been crazy. 40 quid would have been a great price. For non-Lego, this BB-8 would have been 40 quid. But for Lego, I'm thinking 60. There's some printed dishes in there that probably round that pricing up. None of which are available in the Pick-a-Brick, I don't think. You can find out by... Oh no, you got to search in set. Here are all the pieces available. It doesn't tell me how many. It cuts from Mascanata's castle to Kylo. What? We got a load of expensive colours. This is not the cheapest colour. I refuse to believe that. Red? I don't think red's shown up in more than 30 sets. Again, not the cheapest colour. It's too colourful. They have made this so much more expensive than it needs to be because they've done the most expensive colours. Red and green's fair though. Red and green's fair, that's left and right. But did it have to be on those parts? These instead of a top. 14 pence is pretty cheap. And a rubber band. Good thing we've got some of them. To be fair, I think we've gone through like most of the parts except for that. Oh, 105. Oh, we can work this out. We can work this out. Didn't spell that wrong. You didn't see that. What's some of my favourite droids? R2-D2 is my favourite. We got the little R2 collection up there. I like 3PO by default as well, but I really like the BB units and BDX. BDX is up there right now. That's a great... I'd love to get a buildable BDX. How many items? 135. Get rid of BB-8. 134. And there's 105. So there's 29 items that Lego don't sell. I think if we sort by price, we could find out. 29, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't remember seeing the tyre. 8, and I know they don't sell a lot of their tyres. 9, 10. It's going to be a load of little clips, isn't it? Maybe the gearbox. And probably some of the colours. Because there's some weird and wonderful colours, they're probably not selling these. This bush in here. Dark pink is not a common colour. Why does BB-8 come with dark pink? I have some dark pink, but mainly grey, yellow and white than dark pink. And again, that's Star Wars sets, but why so expensive? They're cheap on here. How much? 116, sub 100 without BB-8. Who is new? What's new? BB-8. My bad. 5 BB-8s. That's the recent one. I guess it's similar printing to that. Is that the... No, that's the new one. Mainly the eye. So the only difference with this one is the hat. That's the same as... I think that's the first BB-8 we got. We have... So this has the C with a blue dot. I'm looking at the eye first. What says is coming? We might need a clearer image in here. This one has a blue eye. Oh, this one has a red bit on the eye. Nope, old one does as well. I think it's a similar eye. It might be the body that's new. Is the body... Oh, the body's the same amongst all three. So it's the head that's different. And that's just got a stretched out bit. BB-8's got the little scanner extruding out. But why a different head then? I don't know why. But you're technically an exclusive figure. Don't know why about that eye. That seems like a very niche difference to have. Fair enough. Let's get back to building the will, as we should. Didn't Padme have a silver 3PO? So Padme and Anakin, when they got married, they swapped droids instead of, like, I suppose typically for humans it's wedding rings. And in Star Wars, they didn't want to be too typical, so they swapped their droids to keep themselves hidden, as if that wouldn't cause suspicion. Anakin running around with a senator's droid. Is this will too big? Yes. Yes, it is. Why does it matter which way? Oh, because the will needs to cover this. What other big wheels do I have? I've got some small wheels. How big are we talking? Because I feel like this one could work. And the smaller the wheel, the lower it just has to be placed. So Padme did have 3PO. Originally, 3PO was rusted, not quite silver. 3PO had a silver leg and a red arm, but was very rusted. And there's a deleted scene in Attack of the Clones where Padme puts on 3PO's gold casing and keeps it polished throughout the Clone Wars. I'm also going to swap out the axle for a Technic pinhole. The reason I'm swapping out the axle for a Technic pinhole is because it's going to be a looser connection, so BB can just roll along, even if they secure it with like a gear or anything. I think a pinhole would be better, just so it can roll around. BB-8 can be free, and I'm hoping this wheel is big enough. That means we're going to have to remove that and keep one for the other side, because this does have a little pin bit sticking out. All right. Yep, one on the other side. No. Please tell me there are more than two in this set. Lego recently have been adding random parts for the sake of cut. This isn't even funny. This isn't even funny, Lego. Why? So they've added 2 half bushings. But the problem I have is they've used it the exact same as the one on the other side. Let me get another 1x6. I love the flashback scene that Rey has when she has the saber, and it really shows a deeper connection, like the saber choosing her as opposed to basically anything else happening. Like it's not just a typical. It's not even like Harry Potter when the one chooses you and it like makes peace with it. There's a deeper connection to it just by touching someone's saber. This is how you should do it, Lego. 2 1x2s and a 1x6, not 2 1x6s. One, two, 3, 4. I'm so excited for the Ninth Jedi for the reason of like the sabers and how they worked in the Vision shows, because we got 2 episodes of the Ninth Jedi, and that was the one where the sabers lit up different colors when different peeps were holding them, and it worked that sort of way. Oh, I'm putting these the wrong way around, am I? Yes. Yes, I am. And then another 1x6. Maybe that's just because we've already used one, but after Lego have used the double bushing on one side, what's that for? It's not even like green and red, it's just grey and pink. Oh, there we are. I do remember the outrage of 3PO having a red arm and everyone going down there, oh, it's just for marketing. But I, as a fan, Attack of the Clones is my favourite movie. I really appreciate it. I'm talking about it because it's coming up in just a second. But I appreciated that reference because not a lot of people realise that 3PO does actually have a red arm. Well, it was brown. It was brown when we see it in Attack of the Clones because it was rusted. But it definitely wasn't gold or silver. Oh, 4x4. Do I just use a red one? They use white. I don't know if I've got a white 4x4 with a hole. Well, I haven't used. I got grey. That might work if it connects to the grey plates, the grey wedges. Republic. No, it doesn't connect. Wait, imagine if this just fits in here. Is that to create some friction? Is that for friction? Slow it down. What pin holds it on? What are you? Which is a tan one. Wait, a tan one doesn't have any friction pins, so I don't actually think it's going to slow it down too much. Not too well. Oh, well, take a little look. Last day of the Republic. Do you think if Star Wars came out today? I think if Star Wars came out today, I'm not going to throw any use under the bus. I think Hux's speech would be accused of like some AI writing or that. Obviously, it was before that was mass media, but I think given the there's something about it. There's something about Hux's speech that just doesn't gel with what the rest of the First Order is really about. It does, but it doesn't. I hope that makes some sense. It does, but it doesn't. I feel like there's something about it that's just a bit. This was written for a more intense battle because the New Republic don't know who the First Order are. There's rumours on the Outer Rim, and some of the leaders have started paying attention to them, and then all of a sudden they're just pew pew, blow up. Oh, what do we say? Hosnian Prime. That's the one. And we don't need a pin in the middle unless we need it later, because these are going to be stuck together anyway. Let me get one of those bands. They weren't over here. Where were they? Wait, where did... Oh, did I bag them up already? No. I don't think it did. Oh, no, that's not you. Well, I have a little look at the bands. They can be applied whenever. Although, this isn't going to affect what we do here. I've just realised we added the pinhole. We're going to have to swap out that wheel for an axle. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to spin the other side. And I didn't think of that until now. Because with the pinhole, it just freely rotates if you hold the axle. With the axle going through it, we don't need the spacer. Might include it. And then we should cap off the other end as well. I'm sure using a 5-length axle would be better. There you go, that does spin it. You hold the side, it just stops the wheel spinning. Be easier to see closer up. Ha, ha, ha. And then that will get this wheel spinning if we even need it. See, this is making me think we are going to need it. Yes, we do. We do need it. This gear, though, what is it for? Because it doesn't seem to be for this. Also, it would be odd if it was for this, because you wouldn't be able to roll it without the door opening. So I don't think they're linked. Yeah, this also only goes one way, because once that goes up or down, then it's stuck. Wait, is it? Because then this would push down. No. No. Wait, did they connect it? Or is that to lock? No. All right, that's to hold on the dish. Yeah, this is for the top end now. I'm trying to think how that would work though. So this would move around, right? So it would spin. It would spin. Oh wait, it wouldn't actually get stuck. I've got the wrong joint. So it spins it in the middle. So it will stop this mechanism. It does have a limit. So it would open, get stuck. Yeah, it wouldn't go backwards, because that ball means whatever goes here wouldn't be able to spin the whole way around. And the fact that it spins means, so as it spins, let's go back to this mechanism. As that spins, it will rotate this piece, which is connected where? Why do I feel like it just doesn't affect it? Wait, this is locked in place. It doesn't affect it. Maybe it spins the head and we haven't got there yet because it's on this plate. I'm going to skip a little ahead. We're on page 34. We'll call it there. We will keep building, don't worry. But this axle, this will rotate the head. There you go. There's the connection. Where's that piece? That connection. So what's it, spin the head? Why does it spin the head? Does that make sense for it to spin the head around? So that you manually open, as you roll it along, BB-8's head just spins, or does it wobble? I feel like it doesn't spin. I'm going to try and build this as accurately as I can, because to be completely honest, right now I don't have faith in this system. So I am also going to swap this out for, what was it, 2 of the singles, but in grey. I ain't using pink. Here's the, well, it's not the New Republic, it's the Resistance, because the New Republic can't really do anything. It just got blown up. All right. And that will be banded together. We need a 1.5 pin. They are in the fancy bag. So we need, I think it's a 4-length plate. Might as well get out the ball joint as well. Interested to see what that's going to do. Where do they line it up? It's actually this one. Okey-dokey. And then pins. That's one hell of a pilot. He grew up with a force. He grew up next to a force tree. That's cheating. Force sensitivity rubbing off on Poe. Which won't play much effect if Thrawn does come back with his... I forget the little creatures' names now. In the Thrawn books, there are creatures that, whilst the Force user is present, their Force powers are like... They're not useless. It doesn't power down the person. It stops their abilities from being able to spread, though. It cuts off their connection to the Force. They can still try to do everything. Again, with the extracting text. Stop it. We do not want to. So that is the bottom. Somewhere like that. Which means BB-8's not going to be able to sit still. BB-8's going to be full. Wait, does BB-8 not stand? Maybe there's a plate that goes on top. Maybe. Maybe there's a plate. Maybe this isn't even the wheel. Maybe this is the head. Because I just assumed that. We don't know yet. Let's see what we got. Beautiful. That's a new one, right? You are saved. Oh, you've seen it. I thought Kylo just read you are saved. Not with you around, mate. No one is safe with you. The fact that, again, with the sequel trilogy, linking to Thrawn, the fact that a lot of people didn't like the sequel trilogy because Kylo was like a stroppy teenager almost. He gave across that sort of energy, the stereotypical sense. I'm not saying we were all stroppy when we were teens. I'm sure we were all amazing when we were teens. But Kylo's given very much stroppy teen energy. And that's kind of what Leia and Han's kids were in the Legends story anyway. Legends fans were real quiet when that was said. Yeah, that's the bit they did take. Right, this spins this. I used to love these features in Power Miners. Although this is long. This is too long. Whoa, hold on a second. This is... Oh, wait, this is not the same piece that I used before. It's the same bag, though. It is the same bag. I must have another bag of these. Because this is meant to be a hell of a lot shorter. At least Han and Leia got their reunion. You probably didn't recognize me because of the red arm. Oh, I do love 3PO. 3PO's humor. Amazing. Would not change it for the world. 3PO, keep being you. I must get my proper arm installed. No! That arm's got story. For those of you that don't know, we spoke about it on the channel. I'll keep this brief. Go check out the Lego Force Awakens game. There's a DLC about 3PO's arm. And yeah, how he got his red arm. Really funny, really emotional. This piece holds in because this ring on the gear holds into the middle ring on this holy plate. And there is no way that, like, even spinning it, there is no way that that can fall out. Isn't that just beautiful from Lego? Like, the fact that that works and you don't need... You're going to have a beam that goes down it anyway, but you don't need anything to secure it. It's amazing. And then I think it was the 3-length bar or something on the side here, weren't it? Yeah. This is a new element. Again, there are like a million pieces we can use here. And what I want to do, I think this piece is going to get in the way. I kind of want BB-8's head just to... you push him forward and the head is just... just spinning out of control. Oh, I don't want BB-8 to be like our boost character, which is just looking left and right, bopping in the wind. Get a motor in this guy. Spin that head like crazy. Let's see what 3-length pieces we've got, because there are... these are opposite. These are opposite pieces. And these, which I'm probably going to end up using... Actually, no, these don't work, do they? Because they're double axles. And we need one axle with a pinhole. Huh. Lego, you may have stumped me for a sec, but we'll get around to it. We could use something like this yellow element, because we can get a ball joint in there and a pin connector. And that pin connector might sync up to... Wait, that might be it. That might be it. Let's give this a go. So, ball joint, easy peasy to get in one side. The pin, less easy peasy. 2-length pin would fit. Yeah, so a ball joint one side, and then we'd need some sort of pin connection. A 2-length bar might work. How do we connect this up? Oh, I think we need 4 of these 1x6s. 1, 3, 4. I also love the relationship. Now that I thought Han and Leia were a bit, you know, grumpy with each other in the sequel trilogy. And I think that is how it was played off. I think that was almost like they were instructed to be that grumpy. But having read Thrawn, I don't think it's as grumpy. I just feel like that's the way they're expressing themselves, you know? That is the relationship they've got going on. That isn't, if anything, that isn't a hatred towards each other, which it seemed like. It's just the way their relationship has been from the start, and I think it's quite true to character. Again, that's sort of how they were played out in the Legend storyline. The more I get into it, the more I'm like, so this kind of makes sense. Whether or not I wanted it to at the time, it kind of works out. And then this is the firearm. I thought this pops in and out. Why doesn't this have like a gear at the bottom? I suppose because you don't want it to pop in and out as the droid is moving along. I definitely have this turbine piece though. I think it would be in here. Or would it be in with the bars that I just got out? Yes. Yes, it would. Any more bars? No. Actually, with that T-bit, oh wow, it is crazy that both of those are in the same place. What do you know? Fire. So the fire is from The Force Awakens. We saw this earlier today where BB-8's just like thumbs up, but it's fire. He did it a lot in, there was a comic book as well that he did it a lot. He just kept thumbsing up every time they could because it's like a good way to end the comic. I've just got to find out where these little blue flames are. So far the build's been alright. It's been pretty good. There's been a lot that we've replaced. I still feel like this is one of those sets that I wouldn't recommend buying. If you get gifted this as a gift, like birthday, Christmas in like the next year, usually if I get gifted something, it shows that, like, I tend to advise family members not to buy me Lego at full price, you know. Pick something up on a sale, I will love it just the same. And I think this is one of those sets I would advise to pick up on a sale because the parts you're getting are worth it. For right now, they are very expensive to part out. But I feel like as a set, if you've got a decent parts collection, like the drawers behind me, you could probably build this yourself. Now the flames are pretty bog standard. Maybe these elements aren't, but they're like a penny anyway. I feel like people are trying to get rid of these. Not been a few cars for a while that have used those. Oh, I forgot about my drink. Or did I finish it? No, it's not hot chocolate anymore. I like all the Force abilities we've seen in Mando. Because we don't see too... We see a lot in the sequels, but a lot of them are new. Another 1x2. Yeah, just the colours on this. This model's looking a lot blander than the Lego one is. But it's cheaper. As Hondo Onaka said, I may not be younger, but I'm older. This may not be colourful, but it's cheaper. Make sure we put this in the right way, otherwise that is not going to be fun when the flame starts coming out of BB-8's bum. Jet powered though. Be going pretty fast. Wait, what? Binoculars, because that's 5, 6, 7. Why not 2 bricks and a 2x4? Why not 2 bricks and a 2x4? Because that doesn't change anything. We don't need that to be hollow. I'm pretty certain 2 bricks and a 2x4 works. So much so that I'm going to put that to the test. 2 1x1s it'd have to be. Or a 1x1 and a 1x2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll go dark bluish grey. 2x4s. Because that'd also be a little bit more secure. A little bit more secure. Like, we're not talking really anything. It's not making it much more secure. It's just reinforcing. And look, that is a solid brick of a torso, which we need a few more pins for. Ah! There we go. Now we know what Snoke's deal is. I think Snoke's scene is too long. The whole resistance must be destroyed before blah blah blah. Oh, we tracked them to blah blah blah. Good. We will crush the resistance. Prepare the giant weapon that blew up planets in the opening scene of the shot. Like, it's too much. It's too. Cut this yapping. Cut this yapping out. I'm not skipping it. We're still running it through. We've got 50 minutes left of the first one. These go on for a while. These movies are longer than I thought they were. But it's a lot. It's, no offense, Snoke, but you could have cut that conversation in half. You've got things to do. We've got things to do. We're not going anywhere anytime soon with this, though. All right. Oh, look, 9 length. Thank you, Lego. Oh, if only they had this for boost. 9 long beam. Come on. Yeah, Mom. 9, which is you. Let's keep you. You'll be handy to measure the rest. 9, 9, 9, 9. Keep going, keep going, keep going. 9. I think that's all we're going to need, right? Not big enough to need much more Technic. I think this is it for Technic. Immediately hears Kenobi's voice when talking to a lightsaber, and now Rey can force convince. What's it called? Jedi mind trick. Just any old trooper. Even with the reinforcements, this core just broke straight apart. So that's because there was nothing connecting it here, which there isn't until we've got the base on. This bit, which is flipped. So yeah, that goes that way. Right, and then reinforced. Maybe the ball joint would have been a great way to have connected these. I think the ball joint wouldn't have stretched as far. Let me grab the ball joint, speaking of. Oh, the ball joint would have stretched too far, and it would have been one out. But this, nope, this one. Wait, there is a... Oh, there is... Oh, hang on, there is an axle connection ball joint. So we could have used the axles to connect. We could have used the 1x2s and then had some more of those bushings on the back of them. I worry that the end one would have been liable to slip off though. And that's not what we want. We do need some bands before we continue. They've got... Wait. They've got 5... Oh yeah, because that's 3. 5 long. How long are you? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could use plates here though. Let's just not use ball joints. 1 ball joint sticking out to the side, which can't fall through, the important thing. And then... I think we might have to use those 1x2 plates. Oh, you're not in here. Any other plates that we might get away with using? We really need the opposite of this black piece on the end, where it's got the pinhole and the 2 axles. We've got now, Lego have just come out with one for BB-8. We've seen it. But it's not been commonplace for the last however long, so we don't have a lot of them. Alright, let's get those flat pieces. And then we've got one of these and one of those clips that we use to keep in this piece. One of those pin axle door elements. This one. And that's going to go in first because I, again, do not trust this whatsoever. Missed that. And then, wait, no, you. I know we're doing exactly what I've just complained at Lego for doing in breaking this down instead of using a new element. But a new element also costs for the first sets they're used for, and being a January 1st set, I think this would have been one of the first sets it was included in. There we go. 4 elements to build out that one piece that they've included new, and we've got a bit of an extra space up there for the pin. Might be cheaper than I'm trying to use all these. Where did ball joints go? Shouldn't put the pin in there though. Oops. I've noticed that in The Force Awakens they speak about things like the fractional refresh rate in First Order tech shields that's exploited in The Last Jedi. If they knew about that now, why didn't they send like the entire fleet? I suppose it's because that was kind of meant to be all that they had left. Or 5 length. But why didn't they take advantage of that sooner? Plot armor. You got yourself the Jedi Bob figure, so you have some cheap, nostalgic Star Wars figure. Jedi Bob's probably the figure, isn't it? I have some of the classic figures up there in the old Builder mini display cases, 4 of them. I've got some of the the classic Luke Kenobi that they did for the anniversary, but just out of shot up here, I've got some of my Clone Wars figures, which growing up with Clone Wars, those faces, I'm not going to use on a build, but they're nice to have on display, Jedi Bob included. There we go. You see how it kind of rotates, like the head. Wait, why? Why are you getting caught? Because it's not these. Like now, why are you? Is it just the way Oh wait, it's because of this. It's because I need to be rotate. Okay, I found out what it is. I need to be rotating this wheel. But even then, look at. Let me connect it with some bands. Where did I put those? Oh, we had so many clear rubber bands. Wait. Where are they? I know where they are. If they're not in here, they're in the other drawer. Oh, and the axles. I need to remember to put those in the correct drawer so we don't forget about them. Oh, no, they're in the other one. Was it this one or the other one? I can't believe I bagged them up the other day and just neglected where I put them. This one. This one. Where's this one? Oh, they're here somewhere. I know they are. Oh, what if they're in? I thought they could have been in with the tack or printed parts. Honestly, they could be in so many drawers. The last one could be the clips, but no. And I checked here earlier. If I look back and they're still here and I never moved them, that wouldn't have been good. No, they're not. I don't know where I put them. Hey ho. Let's get this secured back in, and it's obviously pretty easy to disconnect. So you go out this way, wheel side down, and I said there was a balancing issue with it, where it no longer stands up on its side, it starts wobbling. Whee! Yeah, it doesn't balance. But does BB-8 need to balance? It's flatter on the bottom as well. It could have been a plate thicker and would have stood up. Oh, I've just realized. Oh, I've just realized what this. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it. Wait. Lego, if you've thought of it, that's genius. If you haven't done that, I'm going to be so disappointed. But I think Lego have done something that's amazing. Oh, and then as that moves out, does that pull out? I don't know. Still don't know about that one. Still don't know. We were going to brick build that. So let's go back. Let's go back to the arm. What page was that? Good question. That was page 43. We'll come back to page 43, the bombing run. Whoa. Here we go. This piece. Oh, I didn't even see that clip. I just had those out. No. I just had that clip out. But there are a ton of Lego elements we could use. We don't seem to need that little bit there, but I have a feeling it might pop up later when we connect it all to the door and try and make it work. Satisfying pop. Yeah. So we need rather than this being included, we could make it an axle. We could make it an axle, include a 1x2 piece, and then include something running off the back. Alright, what else do we have? We have, oh, do we have any, like, corners? Any of these, but with an axle coming out the other side? Like, we've got something, like, oh, this is what I'm talking about. This is it. Any of these. Because one of these could connect to one of the important sides, and we could try and balance the height. We could work something out. So you're connecting in. Huh. Actually, this isn't going to be... This was never going to be easy. Unless we have one of those corner Technic pieces, but even then, I don't see that working. What I might do is we can mess around with the connection on the corner as we need it later on. What I know is going to fit in the exact same space is one of these and one of the end pieces as well on the end of it. Again, it doesn't have the exact same connection, but we can play around with that later. Because if this is just to hook out the fire, this will slide in. Same size, same scale, same basically everything. It'd be different if we put the flame in. This is also not the right piece. It's not 90 degrees. Where's the 90 degrees ones? Here we go. These ones. Yes. And that is going to need an axle to connect them through. We'll go with red. We've used a lot of black. And then that put together like so, right? That's almost the element we've got. It's just missing that pinhole at the short end. A holy stud we already got out earlier in dark bluish grey. And it is basically the level of the torch. Oh, didn't mean to unclip that. It's not very secure. Yeah, like it's not very unsecure. Insecure. I don't know objectively what the right use of that word is. More secure than these sides. The shield was a good call. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're in there. You open up and it just knocks this down, which is why... Oh, wait a second. Is that what this is for? No, it doesn't always work. No, not really. See, I feel like it should shoot out. Like if it was put through a hoop, it would. But then there's also nothing that kind of folds it back, unless there is a slope. I can see it kind of working, but also it's not working right now. And then we did have some studs to stick around. Holy studs or non-holy studs? Let's have a look. Holy studs. Holy moly studs. And these are definitely sticking out, aren't they? For any of the gaps. Probably just to secure everything in place. Although I thought there were some wedges underneath the wedges on BB-8 when we looked. 1, 2, 3, lots of wedges. So how... And there are some back to back. How do the studs fit in? Oh, because they're not on the wedges. They're next to the wedges. I see. I get it now. They're not on the wedges, which is what I did with the first one. There we are. No more technique. Maybe a little more technique. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6. Beautiful. Oh, we were on just after this 45. 43. I should have guessed there was a 3 in it. Your son is gone. This is before, I guess you still had Palpatine grooming through Snoke, grooming Kylo. But I don't know, Kylo's behavior just seems a bit, I don't even know what it is. I know Luke didn't really believe in himself and made it easy for peeps to surpass him and manipulate like Kylo and that, and a handful of other apprentices. I just feel like Kylo, maybe Kylo didn't get to, like, stranger danger sort of thing, right? That's what I feel like Kylo's missing. Some of that stranger danger. Maybe not believing everything that he reads on the galactic web. Nice shiny arm. Oh wait, that's the wrong element. That's a clip. We need a bar. 100% Han killed himself though. My headcanon. Han Solo drove that lightsaber through his own chest. Was like, not just to be like, I'm done with this, but also to help Kylo. I feel like Han knew that the torment would get to him and, you know, could lead to him dying at the hands of Snoke or someone else. So I feel like Han did that out of protection just more than anything. And the biggest thing against that I hear is the shock that Han has. I feel like if you get empowered with a lightsaber, you're not going to be like, feels all right. You are going to be pretty shocked. It is quite shocking. I have heard. Of course, I haven't stabbed myself with a lightsaber now. That wouldn't be right. Poor Chewie. And that makes his thank you even more like, huh. Well, if Han had been the one that like pressed the button or something, even trying to take it off him pressing the button, then yeah, of course he'd thank him. How low is this? Oh, this is pretty close out. So these grey 2x2s, no, make them white. Why? Why grey? Why? And the same with these corner plates as well. Why? Make them white 1x1s or something. Oh, corner wedges. Do we need two? Do we need 2 corner wedges? I'm going to need 2 more if we do. There's 1. 1 more. Come on. No. No. Oh, hold on. Do we have any of the new... Yes, yes, yes. I've got a ton of these. Wait. That would work. Should I use a pair, though? Because I feel like using one on its own's a bit odd. Let me get 2 of these and I'll show you what I've done here. I'm going to put one of these away, because we shouldn't need any more. So, I hate double stacking. I really strongly dislike double stacking pieces. Lego want us to double stack these 3x3 wedges. What you can do instead is grab 4 pieces, more pieces. Again, this could have upped the price. This is the stuff that Lego should have done rather than adding a bunch of colourful elements. And there you go. 3 elements, a 2x2 wedge, a 1x2, and this brand new tile on top of a 3x3. And it's still going to connect almost exactly the way. Hold on, no, there's another piece. There's another piece that will help us connect it even better. I'm going to need a few of these elements now. That's a 3 and a 2. And then same on the other side. And Finn picks up the saber. Oh, nuts. In the cinema, this is like, oh, this is where the movie probably peaked for me. Besides the end scene. Come get it. That is fighting talk there, Finn. Love to see it. I might get an 8 for the behind. Not past. 1x8 in let's go dark bluish grey. Or 4s, because we've already used 4s. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just lining the top of 65. And we're going to have to do this a million times over. Yeah, I kind of guessed that. Got some of the pieces ready for it. Not enough by the looks. And then it's going to be similar to how we did the bottom half, but different enough that we don't really notice. One more. Once more. With the gaps in the middle, right. This lightsaber belongs to me and can't even pull it with the Force. Come on, Kylo. What are you even doing? Goes to show how just untrained in everything he was. The First Order was a shambles, which it still is in Mando timeline. Like the remnants are meant to be in shambles. They're not meant to be organized or even remotely able to do half the stuff they end up doing. The fact they survive for as long as they do, that's impressive. Don't need you. What else can I put away? These two. Good as well. Clear some room for BB-8 there. Also, I don't think I've touched you since you came out. I have put the wrong drawer in the wrong hole. Something that I noticed watching Mando, we don't see Ward's droid. I'm disappointed we don't see Ward's droid because I really want to know what droid Ward is flying. The new character in Mando. Because we get the Lego set and we get Carson Taver's droid. We don't get Ward's droid. And we don't know what droid Ward has got. So, you know, what droid do we display with Ward? Which one? Oh no, I was going to say it's smart because it would link in. It doesn't link in. Not smart. I take that back. You're not smart. Where's those 1x2 clips? Oh, wait, I had a tan one. Oh, I should have gone with that instead of grey. There you go. Too late now. I'm not pulling it apart. And then we don't know about you yet. Oh no, same as the other side. With another tan 2x2. Hopefully that's the end of the tan 2x2s. And I can just put them out of my mind, forget about them. Not have to worry about them ever again. Sets in 2015 hit different. I've said The Force Awakens might be one of the... I tell you what, does Mando compare? It kind of does. I think Mando, because we've got quite a few sets, and this is like over the course of the year for The Force Awakens, Mando comes close to The Force Awakens. but it comes close. Like, it doesn't beat it. It depends what else we get, because a lot of the Mando sets haven't even been seen on screen. The speeder in the 8080. Oh. You're meant to be level. Oh, because you're not meant to have come across. Yeah, I'll be honest. I think we're probably just going to end up plating it as we did the start. Not wrong. Not wrong. Maybe a 1x3 would go better. Just for support across pieces, we like to do the whole masonry stack. So Kylo's like back to the edge of a cliff, and then Rey makes him back up. Maybe they're playing alongside, and that gives them the whole stretch of the side. Step right where it hurts there. Oh, we used the corner piece, didn't we? Because there's a... Is there a little something sticking out? A 2x2. 2x2. Wait, do I have any white corners? Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna corner this off and then add some grey corners to fill the gaps. Yeah, this is better. It would have been awesome to have seen like a 2-in-1 droid for BB-8 for people that already had BB, like with Dobby. So that we could have a resistance droid here, which I should have built. And why BB-8? I could have built CB, the claret and blue one. Oh, I missed out on a CB. What? You're telling me now I missed out on a CB? No. CB. How could I? How could I miss something so obvious? I don't have the... I might actually have the dark red parts for a CB. Actually, I probably do. It does kind of sit on right now. And then can we clip that in place? Oh, yeah. Let's get the studs and such. It is time. Jedi to end. You can hear the Palpatine in his voice. Quite scary, actually. Right. Replacing these clips with the 2x2 tiles. Because we've got so many of them. Right. I thought they were both 2x2s. They were both 2x3s. We should have a load of them. Oh, there's another. Too small. Perfect. And one more. There you are. Chewie's low-key the hero of the sequel trilogy throughout. Chewie's underrated and everyone loves Chewie. All right. 1, 2, 3. This is just like the base. Maybe these should have been tilted a little. Especially if they've used clips. How are they clipped on? They're clips around a bar. A superhero poser would have been too much tilted. Too much. Yeah, tilted too much. But what we could have done is got like a shield element here. Because I think Lego have been making more shield elements than street signs. And we don't need this because we'll just use the brick that we used on the base. We've got 4 plates or 3. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4 plates stacked up. I'll use a plate and then plate and a brick, I think, or a brick and a plate. And then more cheese, not cheese slopes, sorry, false alarm. Float slopes. The way Leia feels what's happening for people. I'm reading it, you know I'm reading it to the Empire. I don't need to keep saying that. everyone knows at this point, in Heir to the Empire, Leia is reaching out constantly as she's like coming to terms with her Force abilities and coming to terms with the Force. Getting closer in touch with the Force. BB-8 sounds like an old phone. Like, I'm pretty sure my old Nokia had a ringtone that sounds like the noise that just come out of BB-8. Definitely had BB-8 as a ringtone. Well, literally, I did have BB-8 as a ringtone, but I mean that specific sound. R2 is alive. Whilst we're here, I'm going to start grabbing the... I don't have a lot of these. 2x2 floats. Actually, I have like none of these. 1, 2, 3. How many do I need? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16? 3 is not close. A lot of can. Oh, I almost broke a ship. And then 1x2s. Don't forget it. 1 and the 2. And then how do we build this? We got the Technic, but the Technic doesn't seem to be for anything. Oh wait, no. Technic is for something. The Technic is for the sides, the dishes, which we're going to piece out, but we still need to get that detail on the sides. We can't skip it. One, 2, 3, and a what, like a 1x6 or something on there, isn't it? All right, let's get this done first. Gonna need some more 2x2s. We've run out of that big stack. How many? 1, 2, 3. So we need 2 more. Anyone watching along with The Force Awakens, first off, why didn't half of them go to Octo? Because they all could have gone to Luke, and that would have been a show of force. I love the droids in the back, but also, why did only Rey and Chewie? Maybe they didn't want to overwhelm Luke. They find out where Luke is, and Leia doesn't want to go. Like, they were trying to retrieve... So BB-8 had the map, and BB-8 was able to, like, activate R2, maybe because of proximity of the map, or R2 was in low power mode. So they had R2. They had BB-8. Why didn't... Here's an alternate ending for The Force Awakens. Why didn't they go find Luke? And then, imagine they find Luke. Luke and Han travel to Starkiller Base. The Falcon lands, Luke's X-Wing lands as well. And then we have, and this is like grumpy Luke as well. We've still got quite a grumpy Luke. This is like right at the end. Luke, Han and all that are laying the explosives. Luke... No, wait, this is the perfect way to get him to Starkiller Base. They find Luke. Oh, they have to get rid of the weapon kind of immediately. So maybe Han just goes off, finds Luke. It'd have to be Han and Leia though. Han and Leia go off, find Luke. They have to bring him back immediately because the whole place is about to go kablooey. And then Luke reaches out, finds the... Oh, I'm running over the blanket. Finds the, like, fills Rey in the vicinity and goes to save her. And then feels Kylo is a bit more powerful than he remembers in that. And when Han dies, right, we've got the three of them meeting. Then, when Han dies, Luke opens himself to the Force or whatever. Maybe he's already done that to find Rey. Force pushes Kylo, and Kylo withstands it. We've seen him withstand in The Last Jedi the blast of the Falcon. That would just show how much stronger he is at that point. That scares Luke. Luke takes Rey back to that island because they kind of already know where... No, they don't know where Luke is, do they? Not until... Wait, until Last Jedi, maybe? But then Luke is no more anyway? Like, how does that play out? I don't remember how that plays out. But how sick would that have been? Maybe that was a Last Jedi moment. That's what we needed from The Last Jedi. 1 by 2 to fill the gap. Also, no, you're not filling the gap. You're on top. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. All right, let's we're coming up. A good time for this, so let's get straight on to The Last Jedi, shall we? Haven't watched this one for a while. All right, I'll wait for a few peeps. If you are following along and watching along, to round up, get a bit more of that music in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. I'll let you know when the ads are up because I've probably got ads on this as well. Yep. Oh, 2 by 3s on all sides. This is for the other slopes. All right. Just one on the back side? Oh, because we've got more slopes. Wait. Is that a 1 by 4 again? Let's see what we can fit on the side. I want to get down where those tiles are like a corner piece or something to secure them. We don't have it up here, do we? Do we have a corner element? No. I might get a few corner tiles in there to support. Oh, we got like 40 seconds left on this ad. You should have clicked through straight away. Let's get some light bluish grey ones so we can use the whites on the outside. Hey, a Maul advert! Love that. Maul was such a good show, and I do think a lot of Star Wars fans are fans of Star Wars because we've moved on from the sequels. Maybe we use white. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe we just use white to fill the gaps. How do you fit in? Beautifully, may I say. And all 4 of you? Nice. Or I could have used a wedge. All right, it started. You can't beat that opening fanfare. Should have used a wedge on here to reinforce those 1 bys. No, there isn't a wedge piece that would go there isn't a brick, sorry, that would go from a 1 to 2. 1 by 1 square brick would stop the rotation though. What sort of 1 by 1 bricks have a hole in the top? Just the multi-angle snot bricks, eh? None of you would fit with your studs. Or a round brick. So no point playing around with that. Round. But the resistance has been exposed. But the resistance has been cancelled by the First Order. Oh. Alright, it does feel like Last Jedi was quite fitting for its time. Still not a massive fan of this movie, but I'm Yeah, my opinion's always in motion for these films. It really depends what else has come out. We might as well get these all on so that I can just connect the plates in as they see fit. It's going to be easier than messing around with it when I've got all these domes on top, isn't it? Yep, that's locked it in for now. It doesn't sit, which is not sitting right with me. And also a prequel to The Last Jedi, that Battlefront campaign, that does help. That was pretty cool. So, why are we tiling? What? No, get out of here. Why are we tiling that off? Why are we being silly, Lego? Stop being silly. Although, I will say, this isn't double slopes. We only need the one lot. Oops. Just the two of these. And then for the other slopes, I'm thinking of using this element right here. I should have a few of these in white with a 1x4 across them, maybe even some tiles. Can't see why not. Oh yeah, let's. The whole reason I stopped doing the corners was to slot these in. I suppose I could do a 1x1 brick, which would be secure. Oh wait, not on all four corners. Wait, how much taller was it? Oh, I don't remember how much taller it was than the plate below, because these are different heights. Perfect, thank you. So it was 2 plates taller. 2 plates taller than the 2x2 wedge. So that's a brick and 2 plates. This one's just a round brick. In yellow. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I said it's 2 plates taller. Which is these two here. Beautiful. Poe. Hi, I'm holding for General Hux. Okay, I'll hold. Why didn't anyone try this before? I think it's because it's not that sort of movie. Everything tried to be too fast, whereas this is quite a slow, elongated section. But this is one of the funniest scenes from the sequels. Poe Dameron just stalling to give himself more time. They got a mum joke within how oh, I still can't see what time I'm. Oh wait, I can. 4 minutes. 4 minutes into The Last Jedi, there's a your mum joke. I think Abrams took it too serious, and Johnson had too much fun. I think if they worked on it together, oh, hold on. Because I think with like Star Trek and previous projects that Abrams had done, I did kind of go into this with the mindset of it's not going to be perfect, which ultimately means it can never be perfect, even if it blows my expectations away. I wonder though if they worked together and there was a mix of the two, that would have been a really good, nothing like Lucas's Star Wars as we know it, but that would have been a solid trilogy of movies. Trying to balance between some of the funny moments. Oh wait, that means I've got to stack some 1x4s. No, I might pair them with 1x3s, so they're not impossible to pull off when the time comes. Here we go, BB-8 and his whatever this is, where he's trying to patch all of the different systems. Bought them just enough time. Although, where are the droids? Did the droids make it? We don't see any droids on the planet. I feel like Johnson didn't even get half the props that Abrams used. They probably didn't keep too many of them around. I'm going to keep my eye out on this watch through. How many of the droids are there? Oh no, you don't, Poe. Calm down, don't get too excited. Ouch. Shouldn't have disabled that. Oh yeah, we've got to flip these around. Yeah, so we need some 1s on the bottom, 2s on the top. I didn't think of these being the opposite way. And then a 1x2. And we've made our own 1x4. That's a 1x4 plate. That's that's a 1x4. Come on, where are the sensors on this thing? There we go. That's a 1x4 plate, 1x2 on top of it. 2 1x1s on the bottom corners. And some of these slopes patching together, which I guess part out a 2x4 slope brick. We could have got some 1x1s in the corner there. Again, don't really know why we didn't, but Lego seemed to add so many extra parts to this build and not half the parts that I think would have mattered more than the other parts that they kind of included or neglected on here. We also didn't just need 4 of these, we needed 3. I needed that 1x1. Nah, a 1x2 on top. This one's going to be the same as the brick we've just put together, but the next one is just going to be all of these bottom ones, so that 1x4 does work. That's why I created it. There we are. And just 2 1x4 plates, or any combination that make a 1x4 plate. We'll fill the gap on these slopes, just like so. Gone. Perfect. On the inside, we've got to go with these 1x4 bricks. I don't know what Lego were thinking. It doesn't even look like they've overcomplicated it. At this point, they're kind of taking the piss. I'll be blunt. They're taking the piss with it because, right, I know these are expensive, these elements to make, and they're not in a load of sets. So Lego are now flaunting, oh, this is an expensive set. Let's make it look like we tried. It's horrendous. What are they doing? What are they doing? No, we don't want these sets to be more expensive. We want them to be cheaper. Use cheaper parts, Lego, not expensive pieces. Stop it. No. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I was going to say, could we not use, like, nope, not the tan one. These pieces. But it's because they don't fit, isn't it? They technically kind of fit, but they kind of don't really fit, so we won't use those. Could we use these pieces? And then, how many more of those wedges, those white wedges, do I have? The tile ones. These pieces. So, I do have some cornery bits. I don't want the cornery bits. I just want the flat white edges. The fact I've got 2 point in one way means I should have 3 point in one way. Means I should have at least 3 point in the other. I do have a load of them though. I'm looking for a very specific one here, like this, and oh, that one ran. Not that one. You. Back you go. No, none of yous. Yes. Wait, how many did I need? I needed 4. I needed 4, not a gazillion. 4 million, not 5. 4. And a nice piece to include, is pretty common practice now, this element. Lego seems to have used it for like last year, and I haven't seen it too much since. And then I'm gonna double thingy these. So should I do one on every? No, we've got the 2s coming out, don't we? Which don't have to be white. Light bluish grey sounds like a good colour choice. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know where I've put the bands. I knew this was going to happen. They're in this straw, aren't they? Aren't they? I've probably put them in here. Wait, no, they're not even. Oh, what have I done with them? What have I done? Maybe they were in the very first Technic drawer. No, they weren't. They weren't. I've put them somewhere so safe again that I've lost where they've gone. When Snoke wipes the floor with Hux, I think that just, again, it's a bit of humour. I think Last Jedi was trying to be, I don't think it was too funny. I think it was trying to be too funny. And it was pretty funny. Last Jedi has a load of moments that I probably laughed at the first time I saw. But it's definitely the funniest of the 3. I just felt like it didn't need to try. It was either naturally funny or it wasn't. It trying so hard to be like a comedy. Star Wars isn't a comedy. Star Wars doesn't work as a comedy. And the fact it got pushed so much made it feel like, I guess it kind of made me feel bad for laughing at it because I was laughing at it rather than with it. It wasn't bad. It shouldn't have been funny. It shouldn't have been that funny. Wait, subtitles just popped up. What? Why did subtitles suddenly... Wait. Why did subtitles suddenly pop up and they haven't been active this whole time? Speaking of which, it's probably a bit too late to remind you, but if you are following along with the chat, make sure you've got live chat, not top chat, up. All right, there we are. And then we've got some more slopes. Hey, we got some rounded bricks. Does the axle pass for them? Let's get these corners done as well whilst we're here, because that basically finishes up the ball. We do have a map. Forgot you weren't connected there, buddy. This is better than building a droid at... Well, I don't know. If you've been to Galaxy's Edge, maybe you'll think that's better. I think this is better than building a droid at Galaxy's Edge, though. Building one out of Lego. If only we could have this one roll around with a remote. Lego? Can your smart brick do that? I don't even know where you'd begin with a Lego one of those. Alright, I don't have tiles out. I need to go get some tiles or dishes. Should probably connect it before I clip it. Ooh, hold on. First thing Rey says is, Master Skywalker, I'm from the Resistance. Your sister Leia sent me. We need your help. I feel like later on, she says Leia and Luke sort of gets a hit, like, I think it's when he's opened himself up to the Force, to be fair. He knows about Han and stuff. Maybe it's more so the fact that Han isn't there. But I also feel like he doesn't know Leia sent her. Maybe he does. A little odd. That's out of character. Especially the reaction he has to Chewie. He said, as if he doesn't speak. Wait, I suppose... Oh. Does Luke... Luke struggles to understand R2 because he doesn't speak binary. And Luke only sort of knows through the Force, and the same goes with Chewie. He never learns what Chewie's saying because he starts off in A New Hope not really being one with the Force, connected in any way, then has a bit more training between A New Hope and Empire, and then, thanks to the Force, kind of works like the TARDIS, starts understanding what Chewie's saying. Are you sure you aren't changing my subtitles? Maybe it's the Force that lets him know what they're saying. So does he understand Chewie at all with like being cut off from the Force? Oh wait, I need a 1x2 across. That's what I'm forgetting here. Also, this takes place directly after The Force Awakens and Kylo's just chill. Like, there's literally there's barely any time. Kylo gets to travel to Snoke, and that's it. And his wound is already almost healed. Well, it kind of hasn't, but it kind of has. It was quite obvious from The Last Jedi that Snoke was going to be at least Palpatine adjacent in terms of the Sith and everything. I don't think The Force Awakens makes it clear. Snoke seems a bit more of a... like how Kylo is to Vader. The Force Awakens sets Snoke up as a Palpatine wannabe, I want to say. Oh no. Yes. And then... there we go. It seems too tall. We've got... so from the slope, we've got 10 plates tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But for some reason it doesn't seem QB. Oh, hold on. I know what the problem is. Look at the side. It isn't to do with where the slope ends. So this is 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 10. It's too tall. It's too tall and not wide enough. So we'd have to get rid of these 3 wedges in the side, which kind of like messes up. Wait, why did that work? Why did that work for a second? And what did I do to make that work? You stuck out like that. And then you went back in. Like, wait, how does the whole flame piece work? Because I don't think it should. No. Unless it hooks in or through. And same with this. I assume it goes out like that to stop it folding in as the door comes out. Huh. Ray, who didn't believe in the Jedi Order a minute ago, is now asking for the Jedi Order to return. There's a few plot holes in this. We won't laugh at them all. Alright, how many white slopes do we have? You know what would work on the base? G slopes. More white slopes. Oh wow. Many. What do I need? 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've doubled it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ray's theme is my favourite. I said last time that Kylo's like First Order march was good. Ray's theme. As soon as The Force Awakens came out, I learnt to play it on the violin. And at the time, I think it's one of my favourite Star Wars themes. Since then, you know, recency bias going away. BIOS. Wait. I'm working on a recency operating system. Yeah, my recency BIOS is out of date, I can tell you that. But my recency bias has died down. But it's still an amazing piece of music. There we go. Ray is just so out of place. Telling Luke to be careful. As if he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, I think she's panicked still from what's gone on. I suppose that is a case. She did just go up against Kylo, so it's fair enough to be panicked. Oh, I forgot about you. I'm gonna put you. Yeah, I'm gonna put you here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. 2x8 then. Again, black. Most common color in my arsenal. Definitely don't own a green one, I don't think. And then, are we tiling this off? Okay, already did. No, doming. We're doming it off. We're doming it off, clipping it together. Yeah, we've done that. But the 4 doesn't fit, and it's a 7 long yellow thing. Axle. 7 long axle. Yellow thing. Oh, we ain't been building that long, chat. That was the right drawer, I hope. Yes. How many big dishes? Do I have any in here? I have a 6. I have a few 6s. I don't know if I have a massive one like that in white. I have some 4s that I could put down as a base, but I also feel like we should start off with the 3s on the inside, no? Or at least like toll these off, maybe get some 2x6s, like something to tile. I suppose the dish does that, doesn't it? The dish is what you want. It's got the hole in the middle. That's perfect. Right, dish wins this. And I'll have a little look for a dish. I know I've got a grey one if I don't have a white one, but I should have a few other pieces. Is this? No, it's a 6x6. It's an 8x8 dish, isn't it? Oh, I don't even know where I've put 8x8. Wait, 8x8 we just sorted from the ATST. There were 2, which means one's probably been recolored, but the other would be in here. Yep, got it. I knew where it was. And it doesn't clip down. Hold on. Brick. It does clip down. White is more common than yellow. I do have a yellow one for my N1. That has arrived, and I've got to put the slopes on it for the back, and then that's ready. Oh, come on. Perfect. There's our ball. This side looks good, right? Look at this side. Then look at this side. That's too tall. But we'll be building that out 4x4. We need some of those quarter round tiles in white, which I hope. Oh, great. Or orange. Oh, what color do we need? What color do we need? Yellow. That one. And then you push through to the gear. Wait a second. Why don't you go through the hole? Why are you so... Wait. Wait a second. How long are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a second. You stick out. You don't. You basically don't stick out. Why do I feel like you're meant to stick out a little more? Something about this base. Something about this base isn't right. Wait, but wouldn't that... Oh, wait, that would change how you're lined up, wouldn't it? All right, let's... 64, that's easy to remember. Zulane. But what happened at the top that we missed? Because I feel like we did it all. We didn't do it all. And the reason we didn't do it all is we don't have those bricks. What do we use, like 1x4s in the end? 1x4s, what I should have used at this end. So on, oh wait, that's the bar, that's all right. These two ends needed 2x4s for the 1x6s. We can't even get these on. We can't get these on because we've got the door rails, which kind of block it. This might help with the whole rocking around. It might reduce the rocking. We can get some 1x2s. We could get some 1x1s as well. Do I have any more in lime green? Why do I have so many? What did I need you for? Why? Maybe power miners. The power miners have a load of 1x1s. Just on the top, they're next to bricks, they're not going anywhere. We have put you on upside down, just on the edge, 1x1 bricks. They're not going anywhere, they're just for support. And I'm hoping the wheel sticks out, right? Because otherwise, we're in a little trouble. Wait, the wheel doesn't stick out. Have we gone for a too small a wheel here? That would explain why it seemed to work as well as it did. What was that squill? It's been one of the pilots. I don't know if that was Telelintra, but it sounded a bit comical. Again, comedy. All right. So right now the wheel's not going through. Let's fix this up. Easiest thing, there is no easy, is there? Easiest thing would be just to remove this side. Oh no, push the axle out as well. Wow. Nuts, by the way, Kylo. I know he doesn't fire in this scene in Last Jedi, but still crazy. Crazy to line up a shot. How big is the diameter of this wheel? How big? I know it's really big, but how big's really big? What are those numbers? So a diameter of 43.2 millimeters. Where did I put my caliper? Right over here. I need to get new batteries for it, actually. We're going to have to read this off the side. But I can see this one's 30. This one's too small. How big's the comically large one? Wait. Wait a second. 40. This looks like 42 point something, but I'm going to say this is just a worn down 43. Knowing how Lego do their wheels, I think that's the right size. It's just too thick, too chunky. So Let's try and find a wheel that's the same diameter, but a little bit thinner, right? Yes. Like 14? Well, these are all like the same size. It's definitely none of these. Oh, ah. I don't know if I've got any wheels that size that aren't that junky. It's definitely, actually, it is. No, this wheel doesn't fit. No, it definitely doesn't. No, this is one wider. And that wheel has, yeah, it is a thinner wheel. But it's almost the same size. Again, this one's got to be too big. And it is, because it's the exact same size as the other. What about it's a smaller wheel, but it's still as wide? So none of them. What about this one? How wide is this? Just too thin, but you are probably the right size. Where are the big wheels at? We could drop this, and then we'd be able to increase this to a ball joint. But would one brick be enough? We'd have to work out some plates, and we wouldn't be able to fit that with the rest. Oh, who knew the wheel would be the awkward bit? What sort of wheels, what sort of sets have you been including in? Not the new cars. Are you a new, no, 2017 isn't an incredibly new piece, but all it takes is for you to be included in a few like bikes and that I ain't picked up. We might need to pick up a BB-8 wheel. Oh, snazzy car like that. Yeah, I don't think I've got any of these. Oh wow, what a display piece. And the bus. Oh, I don't remember seeing this bus. This is a massive bus. Ah, probably got the cog, but I don't have any of the rubber wheels. What's your language, R2? I think it's fair after what Luke pulled. Oh, I might have to pick up this then for BB-8 and for that piece in the middle. Oh, 0804 treble 25. Not bad. It's been reduced quite a few places. Okay, for now I'm going to try and work the other wheel because we've done it for every other piece. So if I increase that, if I get rid of these, I don't think getting rid of them is the solution. I think replacing them with maybe a plate and then increasing the axle size on this. So instead of 1x1s, maybe even 2x2s or some corner grey pieces to fit inside, get some corners on with the original wheel, and we can have the same thing going. Because we're lowering the base, I don't know if this will affect the flame. We could lower this, flip the pin around just to get a bit smaller. In fact, I'm going to do it. No, I'm not, because it could affect the door. But we know it's going to be easy to pop it apart if we need to do anything. All right. And then, yes, point it out just like so. All right. Around you go. And then secure you in place. Where did that other pin? Ah, I lost a few on the side. Not sure if the Republic should be restored, even with what's gonna eventually go down in like Mando, and there's gonna be the new Jedi Order and such. I feel like the problem with the Republic was the Republic tried to have too much control. The Republic was less of a committee and more of a, we say do this, do that, and planets were expected to literally do this, do that. They needed a place where problems could be bought but solutions wouldn't be made. Why do you catch? I think there's a point here that stretches the connection. Yeah, because what would this be? I don't think this would be catching. Oh, hold on. Oh, no. Again, it's because of how I'm running it. Yeah, the wheel should flatten that out. Okay, that's nice to know. And then we need this to be extended by 1. So I'm going to swap the yellow for the red because we flattened the rest of BB. And this should give the head the same amount of height. Wow, that looks like it's a lot longer. That doesn't look like it's been increased by 1. But has it? Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably even less than 1. And then just need to lock you together out of the way. Oh, the flame down and out and such as well. Thank you. There we go. And there's our BB-8 in progress. Not too shabby. Now, what have we got to do? We've got the sides, which I want to part out. The wheel should work. I'm going to find the rubber bands and get that done before we start up again. This leaves us off. So we are here. Bag 4. This is the big part. Literally step 92 could take us an hour. Oh, I like the way they connected it. I'm probably going to swap these parts out. Right, what's going through my head right now is we can't use the 4x4s with this setup. Doesn't work. This is mainly for the arm. This mainly for the arm that comes out. We could get like an axle connector there and some sort of studs worked into the side. This bit's going to be the bigger bit. Oh wait, they spin. Oh, beautiful. I didn't know they spun around, so you can have them positioned differently. Kind of want them positioned all the same way, but that's cool. We need orange 4x4s. I don't think I have that. I have grey. I have dark grey. I think we're probably going to use grey and then get some like orange rounded tiles or something on here and then work something into the middle. I'm going to be thinking before the next stream, but I'm going to pause it. Oh, we'll watch a bit more as we run it out. I'm going to pause it after this scene and continue probably same time next week because we've literally got those in the head. The heads, I'm just going to flick through now. Pretty easy. Yep. Interesting connection there, but that's because of how much we put on the side, and it will probably modify a bit of this as well. I like that connection. What's that? What are these bars connecting to? I like that. Yeah, okay, these dome elements, fair enough. There's a lot of dome elements, but they're easy to get your hands on now. Oh, the eye on a pneumatic T. That's nice. Get a lot of domes here. I'm probably going to swap this out for, oh, definitely some slopes around the bottom because I want to get some orange pieces as we're not using stickers and decals. And then, oh, the antennas at the back. Fair enough. Probably smaller slopes and rounded off pieces embedded into the head and become a bit shallower. But that is all we've got left to do for the next stream, a dedicated power breaker. The fact that Finn knows where that room is because he cleaned it lines up so well. But that's the sort of thing that that's what Finn brings to it as the janitor. No one expects the janitor. All right, we're going to pause it there whilst Finn's explaining to Poe, and we're going to pick that up next time. We still have 2 hours left of this movie, which makes me think we can run through this for BB-8 and then Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker, I'll be honest, Rise of Skywalker, I don't mind skipping out on. Maybe we save that for another time. We come back next time we got a sequel trilogy set. Hopefully it was interesting going through Force Awakens and the first almost like an hour. Wait, how long is this movie? 2 hours 35. We are 45 minutes through, and we do have about an hour and a half left, so we could run Rise and then try to finish it either in a longer stream or another time. I'm going to make note, step 66, page 66. We got to page 66 of BB-8, and so far, BB-8's looking decent. The wheel sits at a better height, rolling it along and displaying it nice and flat. But there is so much I want to change, mainly to do with those side panels. Can't believe they cost us, like BB-8 as a set would cost 80 quid, considering like most of the details are printed. The amount of colors, having built this, I think this is a bad set purely on the elements. It's a great set to be gifted, a bad set to buy. There you go. Just like a lot of Lego sets, if you're not paying for it, it's amazing. You're getting so many good Lego pieces for pretty cheap, considering half of them worth, what was it, like 26 pence for those bricks? Those wacky colors are more than that. Those wacky colors are much more than 20 odd pence. And Lego put this in a set and thought 10-year-olds would like this? No, they thought parents would be paying for this. And this is what I'm noticing with just some of the sets. Most of the sets, Vader's tight. That's been cool. I don't like the red in the Smart Play, but it has a reason. BB-8 has no reason to be that colourful on the inside. And why is it costing us so much? Don't kick this thing around. I would not recommend that. But we're going to be locking it together next time. That will be a lot more secure there. And maybe even add in a little... I don't think there's room for any sort of controls in the middle. That boost brick is not fitting on the inside. All right. Tomorrow's stream... I think tomorrow's stream will be a chill one. I'm going to start playing some games with the members. So channel members, stay tuned. Tomorrow we will start our first game, and I think I start delving into Bionicle. So stay tuned for that. And then we'll continue with, I think we'll go back to Johnny 5 for Saturday. We'll keep the Boost Saturday going. But that is all for tonight's stream. I hope you enjoyed. BB-8 will continue. Let me pencil that in for next Thursday. Yes, Thursday will continue building BB-8. Stay tuned for that. And until then, thank you all so much for watching. And may the bricks be with you always.